All right, y'all. If you see something, say something. Just not on my shirt. I spilled a mango smoothie bowl on my shirt today. I'm at the studio setting up some very exciting gear and grabbed a smoothie bowl in between clients being in here, and I just knew it was going to end up on my shirt, and it did. And so we're just going to ignore it. Okay. So let me tell you about what I'm setting up today. I am so excited. Let me give you a little bit of background. I opened the studio, and originally I was just like, it's going to be a space for me to record with clients, projects, bigger projects that I'm working on, a meeting space, that kind of thing. Okay, I feel like my shirt's crooked now. It's bothering me. Whatever, ignore the shirt. And then I went down, I was in Tampa over there, I think it was last summer, and I needed to batch out some videos. I wanted to extend my trip, and I was like, I need to film. So I found this really cool studio down there. It's called the Oxford Exchange, which is also like a bookstore, cafe, whatever. Shout out to them. And I loved their setup. I walked in and I just had this screen and I just had to press record, and all the cameras started recording, all the audio started recording. It was really freaking cool. And I was like, okay, if I could get this kind of setup in my studio, I could actually let other people use it, because my own setup is easy enough for me to do because I've been doing it for so long, but trying to teach that to other people and trust them with my gear and all that stuff just doesn't seem like a good idea. So I reached out to my friend Jose, who knows so much about film and video, and I was like, hey, could you spec this out for me? How would I imitate this setup that the Oxford Exchange has? And the number he gave me was like $5,000 to $7,000, I'm pretty sure. And I think that was kind of on the low end. And I was like, okay, that seems like a bit much for what I'm trying to do. A few months later, I learned about this device called the Yolobox. It essentially does just that at a fraction of the price. The Yolobox Extreme is what I have right now. It's around $2,000, which an investment, absolutely, but very different investment than $7,000, and totally well worth it for how much this device can do. So basically, you can plug in all of your different devices. I've got the specs up on my computer here. It's got 8 HDMI ports, including, I think 4 of them are 4K. Okay, so I actually got the ATEM Mini Pro, I think is what it's called, as like a starting point to start building out that dream setup that I had. My main issue with that was it could only record in 1080p. And I was like, well, I'm so used to recording in 4K now. My podcasts are always in 4K. Even my vlogs are in 4K nowadays. So I'm just like, I don't know, just not it for me. 2 HDMI outs. So I'm not even using that right now. But if I wanted to bring over my Vibe board and have a big, huge monitor display, I could. But I can see a monitor. It's down. I'm looking down at it right now. I got to get I need to get some longer HDMI cords so I can get a little bit of a less messy setup, but I'll show you a little behind the scenes of everything. Everything's on the floor right now. We're working on it, okay? But yeah, so I could put that up on a display through HDMI. I have right now 2 of my Canon R10s connected in 4K HDMI into the Yolobox. I also have my Rodecaster. I've got an audio line in out from the Rodecaster so that it's recording audio as well. So I don't even need to press the record button on any of these things. I literally press record on the Yolobox as long as the cameras are turned on, and it records onto my SD card all in one. Now, here's the other really cool thing. Not just all in one. It also records individual files. So you just click in your recording settings and say, these are the HDMI ports that I want you to record. This is, there's also USB. I didn't even finish. I'm overwhelmed because there's so much cool stuff. But you can also do USB in. You can record either to an SD card, to the unit itself. There's a little bit of storage on there, or to a hard drive. So really, so many options. And yeah, like I said, it will download project files for you. So you get the program file, which is everything all together. Audio is baked in there. Any camera movements you do. So okay, again, it's a little far away, so bear with me here, but I'll just show you, okay? So I just clicked over to have this camera as the main camera. I didn't do that with editing. I literally just did that by touching the Yolobox. I'm going to go back to my main camera. Yeah, so that will all be baked into the program file, but it's also going to give me those individual files. So it'll give me each of my cameras individually, because that, like, the ability to do that is actually amazing for when I am behind the lens and I've got 2 clients here and they're doing a podcast and I can be managing, the shots. I may have a 3 camera setup, 1 wide shot, and then 2 close-ups of each of them. Person A over here says something really profound and I want to click on their face to make sure that the camera is focused only on them while they're giving their little monologue. That's what that is really great for. But like for this, when I'm solo recording, it's a little bit harder to do that. And it's also, sometimes you get it wrong, even as the producer. Sometimes you think they're going to say something and then they're like, only talk for 2 seconds. And then, you want to actually make those little edits yourself. So I love that it gives you the individual files as well. That is just like scratching the surface, truly, of what this device can do. Up to 10-hour battery life on this thing. So it's like, it kind of looks like an iPad. I mean, it's a thicker iPad. It's maybe like an inch or inch and a half thick, but it's not much bigger than an iPad, which is really cool. There is Wi-Fi. Like, you can connect to Wi-Fi through this thing and actually stream. That's something I haven't tested yet. I'm going to do a part 2 to this in a couple of weeks, maybe, once I'm able to test out live streaming with it. But it's almost like a computer in this thing. It's not just that you can use it as a monitor, but it actually connects to Wi-Fi and you can log into your accounts. Like, you can log into YouTube and live stream to YouTube from this little box. I don't need a computer or anything. Like, that is wild. And it has an antenna for that as well, so that you can get better wireless signal. Oh, there's audio out as well. So again, I don't have this on right now, although maybe I should. I always think like I really should be monitoring my audio, because that is like the worst when you realize it's messed up. But I have a set of headphones down there. So again, when I am producer for people, I can put my headphones on and I'll notice if something goes weird with any of the mics, the Rodecaster, anything like that. There also is a nice big audio gauge, I guess you could say, on the monitor itself, which is really helpful. So, when I'm recording solo like this, I have a pretty good idea that, yep, my mic's working. You might be able to see my hand here. So this is my camera A, or HDMI 7. That's the port that it's plugged into. And then if I just click over here, this will, again, change the program to this second camera that I've got set up, HDMI 6. And then when we kind of start to look over at some of these settings, so right now we're looking at my recording settings. We can select, I'm currently recording, so it's not going to let me. Actually, I guess I could stop, right? I think I can stop. Okay, click stop. First of all, it's giving me a warning about my SD card, which I really appreciate, and hopefully it actually turns out okay. If not, I might be re-recording this, but this is really helpful. So I'll be able to know the exact SD specs to recommend to clients that they bring in, and I'll make sure that I have some here in this space for them if they need to buy one. That's the proper speed, but it gives me a look at my storage on the card, which is great. And then you can change your recording settings. So for streaming, I just have it set to 1080p, but for recording, it should be recording in 4K, frames per second. You can adjust bit rate. There's even more settings that I don't even think I've looked at, because to be honest, those are a little above my pay grade. Don't really know what those mean. So we'll see. But yeah, so you can change all of your recording settings there, and then you can also choose internal storage. So it's got 216 gigs of internal storage, which is honestly pretty freaking good. Like, that's more than enough for a couple of podcasts at least. So a great backup plan. Like, that's something I worry about in the studio, is like, what if I forget my, SD card one day? And then again, I don't have a USB connected, but if I did, I could record directly onto a hard drive, which is what I'll probably start doing. So you've got your recording settings, and then you'll just choose what you're recording. So again, program is like what is live. That's kind of how you can think of it. And then you've got your others here. So I also just want to record camera 7 and camera 6 individually. And then you can set your recording limits as well. I should probably just put them on continuously, but I mean, I never really record longer than 60 minutes at a time. So I'll just leave it like that for now. Yeah, so that's all recording. And then honestly, like there are so many things. Like when you're, again, if I'm playing producer and I've got 2 people sitting here, I could actually add in transitions. So like I could like be like, okay, seat number 1, do the intro, and then I'm going to do a transition, and then we go out to the conversation to a wide shot of both of them. And I'm like doing the editing in the Yolobox. I can't wait to play around with this like with actual clients, because obviously it's a little harder to do when I'm just recording myself. But there are also like, let's see, where is it? Well, here's my audio monitors. So we've got the cameras themselves. So it is picking up the camera audio, which is great. And then I think that's the line that we're hearing. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So that's like the line in that I've got connected. That is from the Rodecaster that's plugged in. You can add overlays. So like, again, you can do your editing like while you're doing it, you know? So I can add my, I could add my name or add the name of the podcast or like whatever I wanted to do. Background music. I mean, all in the Yolobox. Amazing. And then let's see, we're going to exit monitor mode. I'll just give you a little preview. Live streaming. Again, I'm going to do a whole video on this. If you guys want it, let me know in the comments. But, I just realized I'm not signed into the network at my studio. So actually, we'll drag down, like it's just like an iPad. How cool, right? Like if you know how to operate an iPad, you'll be able to figure this out. I was actually very nervous about how techie this would be, because honestly, when I was looking at the PTZ monitor, like that situation that I used at Oxford Exchange, it was like over my pay grade. I was like, I'm gonna have to pay somebody to come help me set this up, because I just like, I've been working with cameras since I was 14, and that was way confusing. This is not. It's like if you know how to operate a camera, you understand your camera settings or know how to Google them at least, and you know how to operate like an iPad, a computer, it's pretty easy to figure out. So now, remembering my password might be a different story, but I did just connect to the Wi-Fi just like you would on a tablet. There we go. So again, I'm gonna test this out and let you guys know like how it actually is, but you can go in and let's see, I think in settings is where you can connect all of your, I haven't gone through and done any of this, but like I can add my YouTube, my Facebook, Twitch, and then you can also do these. Oops, sorry, that was probably out of focus, but you can do all of the stream keys and stuff if you're using like OBS or, advanced things. So I'm going to work on this over the next couple weeks and do an updated video, but whenever you've got them ready to go, you can just set up your stream right in Yolobox. Like this is just like it would be if you're setting up a stream in YouTube or Riverside or whatever, but you don't need to open your computer. How amazing, right? So that's the Yolobox. I am so excited to continue playing around with this. I'm so excited to have something really great to recommend to you all, and so excited for those of you who want to come in and use the studio to have like a much more user-friendly device to be able to record onto. I'm so excited, like I said, to get some people in here and actually be able to be producer with it. And I'll be working on getting some longer HDMI cables so I can have this set up nicely. But honestly, I highly recommend. So I'm going to leave a link to Yolobox down below. They did send me this device out to test out, and I love it. And I'm definitely going to continue using it. So check it out if you'd like to. Thanks for coming behind the scenes, checking out the studio. I always like to keep you guys up to date on what's going on here. I'm sitting on the floor, just swept for a client. So whatever, but I'm going to record some of my own podcasts now. So I'll see you. They'll be recorded on the Yolobox the next couple podcasts. So stay tuned. All right. Bye.